Greetings, friends. It's your friendly neighborhood PhD, Dr. Judd Burton, bringing you another episode of the Beyond Report on this Wednesday, November the 4th, 2020. Uh, kind of a crazy day. Votes still being tallied for the election, but welcome. There's plenty of news other than that here today. And as always, I appreciate your support. And if you like the content, please click a like, subscribe, and share. And all right, let's jump right into some interesting news. There's some recent archaeological finds that have direct bearing on the biblical world that have come to my attention recently. And I've posted a number of these. And the first one is the discovery of a weight made out of limestone. It's basically just a little rock equated to 2 shekels. And this dates to the First Temple period, around 600 BC, and this would, of course, been shortly before the destruction of that temple when the Babylonians invaded Judah several years later. But the provenience of this find is near the Western Wall in Jerusalem, and these kinds of weights and measurements would have been used in the transactions for sacrificial animals and things of that nature. So it's a rather significant archaeological find. The next one of interest that I came across recently was an epigraphical reexamination of the Meshe Stele, or otherwise known as the Moabite stone. Um, and this epigraphical reanalysis of the inscriptions on there has turned up some interesting material because it references we think now that it references King Balak, who is mentioned during the story of Balaam and the donkey in the Old Testament. The stone itself is interesting for a number of reasons. It's a commemoration of a successful rebellion against Judah on the part of the kingdom of Moab. Now, the find that really caught my interest this week was actually one from earlier this year, but it has to do with the discovery of a depiction of a Mesopotamian demon in a cave in northern Iraq, and it dates to about 700 BC. So this would have been Assyrian, but the depiction is interesting because it's Bennu, who was a goat demon, uh, feared, revered by the Babylonians and the Assyrians. And amongst other things, Bennu was thought to cause certain diseases, in particular epilepsy, which is very interesting because Pan, a goat deity allegedly from Arcadia in Greece, also caused epilepsy, which the Greeks called panolepsy. And to my mind, this is just further evidence that Pan did not, like most of the other Greek gods, did not originate in Greece proper, but in the ancient Near East. And even there's even some, you know, connective tissue linguistically there with the name Bennu and Pan, or at least conceivably there could be. I'm planning to do a Quick Classics further analysis of this, so do stay tuned for that. Um, but as I've said for years, that Pan did not originate in Arcadia in Greece, and I'm certainly not the first person to suggest that Greek gods, or that there's evidence that the Greek gods actually originated in the ancient Near East. Um, but in this case, the evidence just seems to be, mounting and mounting. Now, I had also promised you guys that I would do a review of the Secrets of the Saqqara Tomb documentary out on Netflix. I'll get to that this week and hopefully have that out soon. Um, uh, with all the election craziness going on right now, the results of the presidential election are still up in the air. Votes are still being counted for a number of states, Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, who have not completed tallying votes. For some reason, there are a number of states last night that just stopped counting. Uh, Seems a little strange to me, but we're still all waiting with bated breath for the results of the election. Um, at any rate, I also still have a number of book sales that are ongoing. It's Alive for 55, the Giantology Library, and the Quick Classics Classical Collection are all still up for grabs. And I'll put links in the description for that, and also the articles for the finds that I mentioned earlier. And just stay tuned this week. Like I said, I got quick classics coming out. Also have we'll likely have an Antiquity X episode ready either tomorrow or Friday. Um, Still lots of book projects on tap, and so with that being said, beautiful, glorious fall day here in Texas. The leaves on my pecan tree in my backyard are turning, and there's a chill in the air. And actually, the weather today here in West Texas is quite nice. It's been in the 70s, but it's still dipping down into the 60s, 50s, and 40s, and at night. Uh, At any rate, again, thanks for stopping by, and there'll be more Beyond Report about all things Burton Beyond and the Institute of Biblical Anthropology. Again, I appreciate everybody's support, and we'll see you on the flip side. Godspeed. Have a great evening.